So why is Christianity true? Well, first, let's just test the 10 Commandments. If you follow the 10 Commandments, your life will be objectively better and your society will be objectively better, right? I mean, not killing, not murdering, not stealing, honoring your parents, not having anything above the idea of a sovereign God, right? Resting for 1 day a week, not lying. These are things that we can all agree, like, okay, that's a good way to build society. But let me just one thing, the two miracles that Christianity hinges upon is creation, which I think you're almost there-ish, that there was a beginning to everything. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth, and then the resurrection. And the resurrection is the greatest, most documented miracle in human history. And we believe, of course, it to be true. It defies every other historical explanation so in order for an atheist to be able to wrestle with the resurrection, you must answer, who is Jesus Christ? Okay, what happened to his body? Why did all of his followers die a death voluntarily afterwards? Why were all the original witnesses women, which in the old world you never would have had women witnesses, right? A lot of misogyny back then. Why did we have all these people that from the first threshold, the second threshold, eyewitnesses say that Jesus Christ rose from the dead? So all of this, canon, and I don't expect you to believe it, is hinging on that one event. So it's not about Jonah the whale, it's not about parting the Red Sea, it's creation, resurrection, that's it. Yeah, and if those two things are true, everything else in the Bible can be true. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I agree that for an atheist to try to disprove theism, or at least Christianity, it would be almost impossible to say, why would people die to say, Jesus died on the cross for me and I saw it. Why would I admit, I'm from your perspective, why would I admit, yeah, I saw him die and rise from the dead.
Well, no, yeah, for example, and so again, the answer people would give is like the Jonestown cult, that people can do really crazy stuff if they're convinced by a certain leader. I'm not convinced by that argument. But for example, like James, the half-brother of Jesus, Paul, who had no reason whatsoever, formerly Saul, persecuted Jews, led a great life, converted to Christianity, died a terrible death in prison, from the upside-down resurrection of Thomas. Like, these people had no reason to die the way they did, yet they saw something that compelled them to all of a sudden put everything on the line, which was the belief that Jesus rose from the dead. Now, this was crazy. The Romans gave them an opportunity, saying, you can believe in Jesus, you just can't say he rose from the dead. They said, no, I refuse to give an inch on that. And so there's something there so powerful that it inspired an early church across an entire region and religion that swept the world. And so that's enough for me to believe that it's true.
Yeah.
Not to mention we have actually to count Acts, 5 different eyewitness accounts, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and then Acts, of different perspectives of this one singular event. And then we have Josephus, and then we have the second and third rate historians that say that something happened in this region at that time. And then also, I don't expect you to be persuaded by this, but accepting Jesus into my life changed everything for me. It changes your perspective, changes your worldview, changes who you are from within, and it gives you purpose that nothing else can explain.